Hi, everybody. Welcome to Pride of Baltimore 2's 2021 season preview. My name is Jeff Buchheit, and I have the honor and privilege of being the executive director for the nonprofit Pride of Baltimore, Inc. that supports our wonderful tall ship, Pride of Baltimore 2. Thank you for joining us live tonight. If you end up watching this later as a recording, thank you for spending time with us. We know how precious your time is, and we're thrilled that you're spending some time hearing about what we're going to do this year. I'm going to have some special guests with us tonight. I'm going to say a few words, and then we have our board chair, Jayson Williams. We have the Honorable Delegate, Maggie Mcintosh. We have Captain Jan Miles. And then we have our National Park Service partner, Kate Hardy, Trail Manager for the Star-Spangled Banner National Historic Trail. If you have questions or thoughts that you want to post in the Facebook chat, please do so. Patrick Smith is going to monitor that for us, and hopefully we've got some time at the end of our program to answer some of those questions. Otherwise, he'll answer them in the chat box, and we'll also continue to answer them afterwards. And I knew a cat would jump in behind me, and there he is. On cue. It never fails. So thank you again for joining us. And I've got a little multitasking tip for you, because if you're like me, you like to multitask during these things. So you see my wonderful Pride of Baltimore shirt that I have, and then I've got this wonderful Pride of Baltimore hat. Tomorrow, I'll be using this Pride of Baltimore 2 shot glass. And then I'm also wearing my, if you can see it, Pride of Baltimore 2 Maryland flag lapel pin. All of these things are available on our online gift shop. So please multitask during this evening, do some shopping, and then our very own Patrick Smith will mail those items out to you in a timely manner. Also, while you're on our website, please donate. There's a donate button. All your donations are tax deductible. They really help us meet our mission, and we'd really love for you to join our Privateer Society, which is those monthly donors that give $5 or more. And the really cool thing about the Privateer Society is that a couple times a year, you and a guest get to come out for a complimentary day sail or sunset sail. So please join the Privateer Society. So 2020 was a challenge for all of us. We had to lay up the ship. We laid off our seasonal crew in June, and it was just a very tough time for all of us. But we consider ourselves to be very lucky and blessed because everyone has been healthy. And now we are excited, we're cautiously optimistic, and we are preparing for 2021. Our seasonal crew joined us at the beginning of February. They're social distancing. They formed a bubble on the ship. We will not be welcoming any of the public on board the ship at the beginning of the season, but we're very confident that as the season unfolds and the pandemic improves, that the situation will get better, and we'll be inviting the public on once again for day sails, sunset sails, charters, receptions, and our very fun guest crew experiences. So this weekend is our debut. We're about to sail into Annapolis for the Maryland Day celebrations this Friday through Sunday. We can't wait to sail in. We'll have, again, the public will not be able to get on board the ship, but we have a dockside display in partnership with the National Park Service that the public will be able to enjoy as long as you socially distance. We are proud to sail out of our port hometown, the Baltimore National Heritage Area, and we'll be sailing, as I said, to Annapolis, the Four Rivers Heritage Area. In a few minutes, you're going to hear about all the exciting places we're going to sail, and I was so tempted to start listing them off, but I'm not going to steal the thunder of the other wonderful guests that we have tonight. Thanks to support from the National Park Service, the Maryland Heritage Areas Authority, and the Baltimore National Heritage Area, thanks to all of your support, we're going to be able to sail to all these heritage areas throughout the Chesapeake Bay this summer. We want to thank the state of Maryland, the city of Baltimore, and all of our donors and advocates that make all of this possible. I also want to thank our hardworking office staff, Patrick Smith, Erica Dinner, Paula Bellatier, and then our 19 hardworking, tireless board members that really make us able to support our mission of Pride of Baltimore, Inc. And the real stars of the show, it's our crew, Captain Jan Miles, Chief Mate Jeff Crosby, and then our seasonal crew that have joined us, Ian Bova, Nicole Close, Haley Farrer, Orion Hartman, Liam Henry, Russell Mellon, David Stoltz, Mary Walker, Natalie Warren, and Christine Wine. So we're so thrilled to have some of those people back with us and some for the first time, and they're all part of the Pride family. So we're proud. Pride of Baltimore 2 is going to be sailing once again this year as the Star-Spangled Ambassador for the City of Baltimore, State of Maryland, and the Star-Spangled International Historic Trail. So with no further ado, it gives me great pleasure and it's an honor to introduce our board chair and someone who I consider to be a friend, Jayson Williams.
Thanks, Jeff. You're doing an incredible job, and thanks for the update. Thanks, everyone, for joining. We have a very exciting season ahead of us, thanks to the hard work by our crew and staff. Pride of Baltimore remains strong, and we're ready to sail into 2021 with hope and vigor. Last year was incredibly tough for all of us, with loss of life, loss of so many individuals' way of living, and the reckoning of injustices in the world that we all had to take on. But yet, we're still here, we're still fighting, and yes, we are still sailing. Last summer, our board made a commitment to find ways, large and small, to increase access and opportunity to underserved communities. Our board took on this mission together with our staff, captain, and chief mate. In a few minutes, you will hear from the National Park Service partner, Kate Hardy, on one of the ways we intend to do that this year. But we're also working on a partnership with the Baltimore County Sailing Center, where we will provide scholarships to underserved youth so that they can learn to sail and fall in love with the Pride of Baltimore too, along with the rest of us. That is just the beginning of the actions we will take as a board, staff, crew to increase access to the waterfront, but also opportunity. In the years ahead, we want to see more people of color and people with diverse backgrounds serving as crew of Pride, as well as on other tall ships across the country. But it doesn't stop just there. Working in jobs that are part of the port, waterfront, and the sailing community. Pride, that's part of Pride's mission to bring people to opportunity. 2 years ago, we solidified a new relationship with the commitment from the state of Maryland and the state legislature, and they charge Pride to find ways to connect. I'm proud to say we're doing that, but there's so much more to do. We're very excited to share our details about our 2020 sailing season today as we continue to work hand in glove with the state, not only to sail as Maryland's Star-Spangled Ambassador, but also to carry the message everywhere that Maryland is sailing and we're open for business. As board chair, I'm committed to continuing to work with our diverse, thoughtful, and dedicated board to continue to invest in ways the organization can move forward. As Jeff said, you can always help us, of course, by becoming a sustaining member of the Privateer Society of Pride, donating a monthly amount of at least $5 to the organization, but also donating your time. Our Pride committees are the lifeblood of planning for the Pride, and they are hard at work. Our vessel committee, our voyage and program committee that are planning where Pride is going and what we're partnering with this year. Nominations and governance, trying to grow our board, but also improve the operations of the organization. Our public policy committee looking at how we partner with jurisdictions statewide, and that everyone is a part of the Pride experience. And also our development and marketing committee that's looking for ways to continue to find long-term funding. All of these committees are hard at work. You can be a part by reaching out to us, go online, message us, let us know that you're interested in getting engaged to keep us moving. But now it's really my pleasure to introduce Chairwoman Maggie Mcintosh, who we went to when Pride was trying to figure out its next steps in funding. She put us on the spot. What are you going to do to create opportunity? What are you going to do to connect Pride to communities? What are you going to do to remind people of why Pride was built with the mission of bringing people together and bringing energy? And I hope, Maggie, you can see that we have been hard at work and we appreciate all of your support. Chairwoman Maggie Mcintosh.
Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure for me to be here with all of you this evening. I have someone here with me, however, and I'd like to introduce those of you who don't know her to my wife, Diane Stollenberg.
Hello.
There's a reason she's here. She is one of the Pride's biggest fans.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we got to sail with the Pride in Buffalo, New York in 2019 over the 4th of July weekend. That seems like a long time ago. And in fact, it was a long time ago when you put a pandemic in between. But I do want to bring you greetings from the state legislature, from the Speaker of the House, and from all of us who were very thrilled to play a part in helping the Pride sail over the last couple of years. It was really a tough year last year, but increasingly we all see the light at the end of the tunnel and the end of the pandemic, we hope, and we're anxious to get back to some normal. But normal to me and to many of us is seeing the Pride sale. So I just want to thank you, all of you who are contributing as citizens, as board members, to making the Pride and Maryland strong. We're recovering and we're open for business. And Jayson shared that the state legislature agreed to provide partial funding and support for the Pride for a few years. We're thrilled that the Pride is developing new relationships with organizations like the National Park Service. Sailing as an ambassador for the Star-Spangled Banner National History Trail shows the world Maryland's history and our stories that have a national significance. That memory of us traveling and sailing on the Pride in Buffalo will always be with Diane and me. And so I thank you, all of you, for helping the Pride sail as an ambassador for our wonderful state and our wonderful city. Thank you.
Sorry, it took me a second to get off mute. Thank you, Honorable Delegate McIntosh. We were so thrilled to have you, and I was on that sail with you, so it was a real special treat. And I'm hoping that we're all together on a sail sometime this summer. I know it's going to happen. So thank you for all of your advocacy and all your support. We could not do it without you. It gives me great pleasure now to introduce our National Park Service partner, Kate Hardy. She is the trail manager for the Star-Spangled Banner National Historic Trail.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. And I want to thank Jayson and Jeff and the Pride staff and crew for inviting me to join this evening. So I'm Kate Hardy, and I work for the National Park Service at Fort McHenry National Monument and Historic Shrine, and I am the manager of the Star-Spangled Banner National Historic Trail. So what is the trail, and really what is the connection with the Pride of Baltimore too? Well, first, let me just say that the trail is not a path through the woods. I think a lot of people, when they hear the word trail, that's what they think of. But no, it is a 560-mile land and water route that tells the story of the War of 1812 in the Chesapeake Bay region and tracing the American and the British troop movements. And it connects the events, the people, and the places that lead up to the writing of the U.S. national anthem. So the trail is headquartered in Fort McHenry, and what's pretty wonderful is that it allows the Park Service to go outside the traditional park boundaries and into those communities, and allows us to engage with the communities to highlight their piece of this nationally significant story. And we're very excited to partner with Pride to help us and assist us in doing this. So what's funny is that we've been working, Jeff, from 2019, I think we started thinking about this. So it's about a year and a half later, and here we are finally coming to fruition. So we're going to be sailing to 9 ports throughout the Chesapeake Bay: Baltimore, Annapolis, Chestertown, Georgetown, Maryland, St. Michael's, Cambridge, Solomons, Havre de Grace, and St. Mary's City. And Pride will very much be an ambassador for the Star-Spangled Banner Trail. And we both have a commitment to reach broader audiences, including those of underserved communities. And so we'll be offering 2-hour day sails. A uniformed Park Service ranger will be part of those sails, doing an interpretive programming, incorporating previously untold stories of people, men, women, white, black, free, and enslaved, who are also key to this story. We will be working with local leaders in the coming weeks and months to help us reach families in the region of those underserved communities. And as unfortunately, when we start off, it's going to have to be virtual with the programs with Annapolis, but we will still have some shoreside displays and some sort of programming with an NPS ranger. So please stay tuned to that. We are just really excited for this partnership and the ways that we can advance, that the Park Service and the Pride can advance our shared missions Ultimately, we want to engage and provide transformative experiences that foster a personal connection with this history, encouraging people to become future stewards of the story, the Bay, and its natural and cultural resources. And if any of you have been sailing on the Pride, I think you know that they can provide transformative experiences. So we're very excited.
Thank you so much, Kate. And we are ecstatic as well. And the really cool thing, I guess we'll go ahead and share it tonight. Some of our crew shirts this summer will not only have the Pride logo, but it'll also have the Star-Spangled Banner National Historic Trail logo. And what's really neat about that, and everybody I think agrees, there's nothing like the Arrowhead and the National Park Service. It is America's good housekeeping seal of approval. So our partnership with the National Park Service really underscores and underlines the fact that we are of the national significance, and Pride, as much as it's an ambassador for Maryland and for Baltimore, we really tell America's story. So thank you, Kate. And now we're all very excited. Kind of the star of the show is the ship and our Captain Jan Miles. So Jan, please take it away. Tell us, where are we going to go this year?
Well, folks, thank you for joining us on this kickoff event. We've got the sailings in the Bay that Kate described. We've got also a partnership going on with the idea of going to Bermuda in June. It's a sort of a placeholder for the Annapolis to Bermuda race. It's an off year for the race, but it's a way of marking the fact that it got canceled last year. So we're looking to do that. We're also looking to get some more offshore cruising up in towards the southern New England and New England area. And that's all about participation. So you folks that want to lay your hands on a line, work with the crew, get blisters on your fingers, so to speak, and help out, stand to watch at odd hours of the day and evening, at night. So come join us. We have a safe scenario aboard the ship. So with diligence and your own diligence for staying safe, you can join our bubble, come into our bubble and join the sailing. And so partnering up with the National Park Service for telling the story. I mean, the Pride legacy has been doing this since 1977. Second Pride has been doing it since 1988. So the whole story is worldwide renowned. And so Maryland, you have a great deal to be proud of, and we're the most proud to be able to bring it to you and share it with others.
Thank you, Captain. And for those that cannot get enough of Captain Miles and learning about what the ship is doing and where it's going, tune in every Saturday at 9 o'clock for Coffee with the Captain. We have been doing this since kind of the beginning of the pandemic, I think last April or May. And we have a lot of people to tune in on. It used to be on a Friday morning, but now it's on Saturday morning at 9. So tune in and hear, what the ship's doing and hear stories told by Captain Jan Miles. So Patrick, I think, are there questions that we need to answer, or are we good?
None so far, but I think now would be a good time to open up the floor to any questions that folks might have.
Somebody asked Kate Hardy something. Put her on the spot. And while we're waiting for questions, I will say, please stay tuned to our website, because that's where we'll be posting all of our regular schedule as the summer unfolds. The website is www.pride2.org. And also our coveted guest crew experiences. Stay tuned for applications to go live for those. We will be requiring vaccinations for those that join us for guest crew. Also, I already mentioned Coffee with the Captain. And then also, if you're interested in guest crew, I need to say, please email Patrick Smith at patrick@pride2.org, and he'll put you on the announcement list for when we have guest crew availabilities.
If I may, and folks can hear me, I'd like to share who are the crew of Pride of Baltimore too. They come from around the country. They get experience on other vessels, because Pride of Baltimore is too technical to have anyone not familiar with the type of tech that she represents, type of discipline, the seamanship discipline that she requires for safe operations near and far. So they come from all over the country. They're led in assistance to the captain. They're led by the chief mate, Jeff Crosby, who's been a long associate with the ship and been excellent at leading the crew this year for putting the boat together. And if you're curious about the mess behind me, I've got a lot of cloth right here. I don't know if you notice it. Also, if you look really closely, the city's in the background. We're in our winter berth over here in South Clinton Street in the Canton area of Baltimore, and we're getting the vessel ready. And this cloth behind me is the mainsail. It's getting it's in the midst of being bent onto the boom, the main boom, and the main gaff spar, which you see above my head. And so we're down to the wire to get ready to depart on Friday morning to make arrival in the mid-afternoon in Annapolis. A little bit of grandstand show off kind of thing, and then get tied up, and the crew will put out the display while the crew will also split up, putting up the display and also tidying up the boat from having sail.
Thank you, Captain. I think Patrick shared that Kate, somebody did ask, what are the nautical components of the trail? Maybe the water-based portion of the trail?
Sure. So I should probably have put a map of the trail behind me instead of an aerial of the fort. So I apologize for that. So the bay, right, the nautical components are the bay, essentially, because that's how the British moved around during the war. So we've got the bay main stem, the Patapsco River, because they came in for the Battle of Baltimore, the Sassafras River, where they attacked Georgetown and Fredericktown in May of 1813. We have the Patuxent River and the Potomac River. So those are the main rivers that are part of the trail.
Thank you, Kate. Oh, Patrick said, Kate, people asked if you can list the locations again. I think that we're sailing to this summer. Is that, Patrick, you think the locations? Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Because I said them kind of fast. All right. Because I talk very fast. I apologize. Sorry. I have to have a list so I don't forget any of them. Okay. So starting alphabetically, Baltimore, Maryland, Annapolis, Chestertown, Georgetown, Maryland, Georgetown, Maryland, off the Sassafras River, St. Michael's, Cambridge, Solomons, Havre de Grace, and St. Mary's City.
And each of those ports is actually home to a state heritage area, which I am not going to list them right now, because if I do, I'm going to forget one and then somebody will be mad at me. But we'll be partnering with not only the state heritage areas, but also the 1812 sites that are near all those port towns. Patrick says there's no further questions. I have to introduce October, who is the cat behind me, who in history will always probably have this moment in time. So his name's October and he's 10 years old.
Jeff, if I could just say one more thing, as long as, if people have connections to any of the ports we'll be visiting, to communities and organizations that we might not know of that are doing great work, we'd like to connect them to the Pride's programming team and the National Park Services programming team, to the captain and the crew on just how we can partner, get access to people to the waterfront, or what programming will be happening, or what programming we might not be thinking of that we can promote, because we want to be a partner in every port we visit.
That is a great idea and so true. Patrick also just sent that someone was asking if we'll be docked at the fort at all. That's always a possibility. And actually, we're meeting with the Baltimore National Heritage Area this Friday to talk about where all we will be docking and visiting throughout Baltimore this season. And please expect to see us quite a bit, actually, also in Fells Point. All right. Anything else, Patrick? Nope. Okay. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Please stay tuned. Again, our website is www.pride2.org. I shared Patrick's email, patrick@pride2.org, and mine is jeff@pride2.org. And Jayson's is JAYSON@pride2.org. So thank you again for joining us. We really look forward to seeing you on board the ship at some point this season. And maybe the next time it'll be all of us together instead of in these Zoom boxes. But anyway, I look forward to it. And thank you. Thank you to all of our special guests. We really appreciate you taking the time as well. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.